In the event of an emergency evacuation, please follow these guidelines. If you are seated in the lower rows of level 100, please walk down the stairs to the floor, proceed through the nearest portal, and exit the building. For the upper rows of level 100, walk up the stairs to the concourse and exit through the nearest doors. Those seated in 200, 300, or loge seating, walk downstairs to the concourse to exit through the nearest doors. Elevators will not be in service, but event staff will be available to guide and assist you.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to Thompson-Boling Arena and today's graduate hooding ceremony. Everyone, please silence cell phones and electronic devices. And remember, there is no smoking allowed in the arena or in the restroom areas. Now, if you are able, please stand for the academic procession. The procession begins with our fall 2024 graduates and faculty representatives, Vice Provost and the Dean of the Graduate School, Dixie Thompson, and the University of Tennessee, Knoxville Chancellor, Dundee Plowman. We'll then lead the commencement stage party that includes today's speaker, Yolanda Buendia Barrientos, members of the campus administration, and the college deans. Please remain standing if you're able as we begin today's ceremony with the singing of the national anthem. Please join Staley Clark in singing the Star-Spangled Banner. Staley is accompanied by members of the volunteer brass.
Thank you all. Please be seated. Welcome to our Fall 2024 Graduate Hooding Ceremony. Today marks a significant milestone in the lives of our students. We are thrilled to celebrate with them today, and we hope this occasion becomes a cherished memory for all in attendance. Commencement is a formal ceremony, and I'm sure that we'll all attend to that respect that's needed for that. We also ask that everyone stay until the ceremony officially concludes so that every graduate can fully enjoy the event without disruption. Thank you in advance for your cooperation. Today's celebration honors approximately 1,250 graduate students receiving their degrees during the summer and fall 2024 semesters. The investment of time and resources to achieve this outcome is immense, and I applaud all who work to make this success possible. As Dean of the Graduate School, I welcome everyone to this special ceremony to celebrate the accomplishments of our graduates. This afternoon, we will honor graduates who have earned master's, specialist in education, and doctoral degrees. Each of these degrees requires intensive study and demonstration of knowledge and skills in an area of specialization. Your program provides more details about these degrees. The members of our graduate faculty are crucial partners in the success of our students. Our faculty not only teach classes, but they also assist our students in their research, outreach, and creative activities. And they provide invaluable mentoring and career support for our students. I would like our faculty who are present to stand so that we can recognize you for your contributions. Please stand. Thank you so much, faculty. I'm pleased to have so many guests in attendance today. Thank you for coming to celebrate our graduates. More importantly, thank you for the support you have provided to our students during their academic journey. Your sacrifices and support help make it possible for our students to achieve their dreams. Graduates, Let's give a round of applause to the family, friends, mentors, and encouragers who have supported you during your time as a graduate student. Today's featured speaker is Yolanda Buendia Barrientos. Originally from St. Luis Potosí, Mexico, Yolanda is graduating with a master's in supply chain management from the Haslam College of Business. Over the last several years, UT has seen tremendous growth in graduate enrollment, with much of that increase coming from students enrolled in online programs. So it seemed fitting to have one of our online students address today's graduates. Yolanda's degree from UT is her second master's degree, started 19 years after 19 years of industry and commercial experience across Latin America. She's currently based in San Luis Potosí, Mexico, and employed by Cummins Incorporated, which provided a scholarship to support her enrollment in her master's program. Her work in several regional and corporate roles has given her a multicultural and global perspective on supply chain management and leadership. Yolanda is committed to giving back. In her community, she has been an active member of Every Employee, Every Community since 2003. This program allows her to volunteer with several NGOs where she helped to implement Six Sigma and project management tools. She received an award from the program for this philanthropic work. Unleashing the full potential of Latina women by creating an equitable work environment is another of Yolanda's passions. In support of this goal, she deployed a Six Sigma project named Leading Gender Equity, which won the Global Business Award at her organization and was the basis of the Women's Mentoring Program. Since its implementation in 2020, more than 60 women have gained personal and professional development through this program. Clearly, she is bringing the volunteer spirit to the work that she does. Please help me welcome Yolanda.
And thank you for your kind introduction, Dean Thompson. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed faculty and staff members, cherished family and friends, and of course, dear fellow graduates of Class 2024. On this significant occasion, I stand before you with a humble but grateful heart, full of excitement. Today, we are gathered in this remarkable venue to commemorate our achievements in graduate and professional studies, as they are the result of undeniable and persistent hard work, unwavering dedication, and steadfast perseverance. I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to our beloved family, friends, and colleges for your sacrifices, encouragement, support, and for being our constant sources of love. You believed in us, and that kept us motivated throughout this journey. To our outstanding faculty and dedicated staff, we owe you a profound debt of gratitude as well. This meaningful milestone couldn't have been reached without your wisdom, guidance, and mentoring. You were critical in shaping our path here in Rocky Top. As part of my path, in order to foster a personal balance, I enrolled in a Theology of the Body course to nurture another wellness dimension, the one related to my spirit. While navigating this course, one message that captured my heart and my mind is the invitation to become a gift. Saint John Paul II proposed that humans are a gift to each other, and therefore, each one of us is called to receive each other as a gift. At first, it was challenging for me to understand this concept, but it became clearer when I remember a specific Christmas season when my grandmother prepared all the Christmas gifts for me and my cousins months in advance. I remember how when visiting Granny's house, after giving her a kiss, the next logical stop was to head to the Christmas tree so I could search under it for the gift with my name on it. I remember this anxious feeling when I found the gifts for my cousins, but not mine. I also remember the victorious sensation when I spotted my gift with this beautiful Christmas wrapping. And then the anxious feeling again, day after day, while guarding my gift until Christmas Eve, which is when most of the families in Mexico do their gift exchange. When I finally received my granny's gift at Christmas, I opened it quickly and then discovered that it was a poncho, a knitted poncho. Not a Barbie, not a toy, a poncho. The only thing that comforted me a little bit was to see that all my cousins had received the same gift, so at least we were even. Year after year, as my sister and other cousins were born, I knew that for sure their Christmas gift would be a knitted poncho. It wasn't until I was a young adult when I appreciated this gift from my granny, when I value all her effort to knit that beautiful flower pattern in my poncho. All the time, the months invested not only to knit my poncho, but all the ones for all my cousins. My granny gave of herself during all those months, knitting for so many grandsons and granddaughters. She did it because she loved us. By knitting, she was sincerely giving of herself. And now I can see that she was the real gift. And that gift continues to give. Her love now is grabbing some of my nieces, as my cousins had stored their own ponchos, so their daughters are now wearing them. My invitation for you today is to become a gift and honor the voluntary spirit by developing a heart of service, even at your daily tasks, no matter how mundane or challenging they might look like. All these are opportunities to serve, to perform with all your heart wherever you do, to give of yourself and become a gift, a beautiful gift, not only to be given as my poncho during a specific season, but a gift to be granted every day, every activity that you do, to adopt an attitude of service and be challenged to work with integrity, excellence, and compassion, reflecting your capacity for love in everything you do. I hope this advice brings you encouragement and a renewed sense of purpose in your routine tasks, future endeavors, and life projects. Congratulations, class of 2024. Wrap yourself as a beautiful gift and go Bulls.
Thank you, Jolanda. We are honored today to be joined by President Randy Boyd, who will bring congratulatory remarks on behalf of the University of Tennessee system.
Thank you, Jolanda, for being a gift to us today. That was wonderful. Well, graduates, faculty, family members, and distinguished guests, good afternoon. As the president of the University of Tennessee system, it's my honor to bring greetings to all of you from the UT system. However, you may be like me when I graduated from this place 45 years ago and be asking yourselves, what is the UT system? I had absolutely no idea then. So for those that also were like me, let me share who we are by the numbers. We have 5 campuses, one in Knoxville, UT Knoxville, Chattanooga, Pulaski, Martin, and Memphis. We have 2 statewide institutes. We have 95 extension offices, one in every county. we have 10 ag research centers with over 40,000 acres, over 62,000 students, over 14 faculty and staff, and over 454,000 alumni all across the world. So from Mountain City to Memphis, everywhere you look, UT is there. So on behalf of all of UT, I'm here to congratulate you. So today, we are celebrating all that you have accomplished. To arrive here today, you've had to overcome extraordinary challenges, including a pandemic. And through it all, you have succeeded. I spent my life studying successful people, and I have found there's no path to success, no one path to success, no one leadership style, and no one magic formula. However, I have noticed there's one characteristic that everyone that has ever been successful has in common, and that is persistence. Everyone gets knocked down, everyone fails at some point, but successful people get back up and keep going. So by sitting here today, you have proven you have what it takes. You've proven you have persistence. You have proven that you have the intelligence and the talent and the determination and the grit to be successful. So congratulations. We're all excited to see the great things you will accomplish in your life. So I'm not your keynote speaker. Jolanda did a great job of that. And I'm reminded that nobody actually came here to hear me speak. So I'm going to be very brief. However, I can't help but to provide a little bit of advice. So I'm going to share just 3 quick things with you. First, here's something you're not going to hear every day. In fact, I'm going to hold out that I may be the only commencement speaker this year that will give this advice to anybody. And my advice to you is to go forth and fail. Probably didn't expect that one. Here's why I say that. If you were like I was, you probably are starting off with nothing, so you really don't have that far to fall anyway. And you learn more from your failures than you do from your successes. Being young, you'll have the rest of your life to put those lessons to work. So be bold, take some risk, and make your first career choices places where you can continue to learn, even if there's a chance of failure. That's okay. Second, make detailed plans and have ambitious goals, but also look for serendipity. Oftentimes, the best things in life are those things you don't plan for. That's the definition of serendipity. And I have found if you expect serendipity, if you're looking for it, you will find it. Lastly, remember success begins with yes. Every great adventure, every great story starts with someone saying yes. It never starts with someone saying no. So look for opportunities, take some risks, and say yes. And that's it. 3 pieces of advice. Don't be afraid to fail, look for serendipity, and say yes to opportunities. So as we close here today, don't think of commencement as the end of your relationship with UT. It's really just the beginning. For me, I graduated 45 years ago from UT Knoxville, and I have benefited more from my relationship with my alma mater after graduation than I did before. My business had research partnerships with UT, we hired UT graduates, and sponsored forums. I personally have had the opportunity to be a guest lecturer, served on some advisory boards, and formed some philanthropic partnerships to give back to our community. I've also tried to pay back my university by donating to some projects that I'm passionate about. And now, I have the privilege to serve as our president, which is the honor of my life. So for me, graduation was just the beginning, and I hope the same will be true for all of you. So please stay engaged and continue to give back to your alma mater so that thousands more can benefit from the same great experience that you have had. Once again, congratulations on your tremendous accomplishment, and go Vols.
Thank you, President Boyd. This afternoon, our graduates will be introduced individually. Our students have worked hard to earn their degrees, and I ask that you be patient as we recognize each graduate. Graduates, as soon as you have crossed the stage, you will exit briefly for photos and then return to your seat. The candidates for the various master's degrees and the specialist in education degree will come forward and be recognized by their college dean, Chancellor Plowman, and President Boyd.
First up, we have candidates from the Herbert College of Agriculture who will be greeted by Dean David White. Sharab Barua. Raul Chandra. Sydney Lee Logwood. Madeline Denise Garcia Ginsburg. Jamie Ellen Deeker Armitage. Safwan Adamola Bankari. Mackenzie Lynn Haba. Colin Frederick Johnson. Victoria and Jesse. DeJour Janaya Miles. William Harris Herbert. Joshua Paul Bolin. Audrey Elizabeth Birdwell. Yannick Matthew Roberts. Dylan McCollum. Caitlin Priscilla Dalton. Caitlin Nicole Rector. Charles Joseph Thuru Thiel. Alexandra Nicole Crowder. Ripley Claire Vaughn. Brian Alberto Castellanos Paez. Javier Alfredo Alman Martinez. Sharon Lynn Nolan. Elizabeth Faye Burton. Ashley F. Hillard. Ariana Lee Bradley. Mary Annalise Leach. Landon Whitehead. Lauren Elizabeth Foley. Garrett Lee Franklin. Sophia Maria Ascolese. Our next group of candidates are from the College of Arts and Sciences, who will be greeted by Dean Robert Hindy. Kennedy Denise Evans. Rakesh Patter. Vijani Vichair Sekera. Patrick Flavin Luciani. Michael Tematope Kadiri. Grant Allen Foley. James D. Sayers. Akriti Sapkota. Madison Ann Cosby. Olivia Lauren Hanner Snyder. Emily Ann McDonald. Chloe Sandoval. Qian Hui Chen. Jessica T. Tremblay. Kimon Ewalt Swanson. Coulter Augustine Swanson. Riley Ann Swanson. Myriana Baby. Andrew P. White. Mariana Vailalala D. Adrandada. Noel Jose Hernandez Gomez. Thanks. The candidates from the Haslam College of Business will be greeted by Dean Steve L. Mangum. Yolanda Buendia Barrientos. Jorge Rodrigo Lera Castellanos. Larissa M. Cota. David Miller Brown. Joshua Zane Moza. Joseph Norman Rask. Tonya Shaw, Janelle Glover. Joshua James Painter. Frank Armand Munana. Joe David Dunlap Jr. Justin High. Tori Lynn Leach. Adam Christopher Lee II. Harold Robert Ship. Travis C. Brown. Riley Joseph Schuster. Jackson Boone Overton. David William Anderton. Justin Reed Simmons. Brent Sellers. Kumara Gandharwa Anasuri. Navya Asmith. Lilia Grace Ruckard. John William Hancock. Rohan Kumar Pandelia. Rodney Edwards Pierce. Joseph Omar Vera. Tyler Michael Gatti. Sean Michael Evans. Nigel Manick. Jackson Lee Moles. JC Lynn Belkin. Iman Tamika Shelton Jenkins. Matthew Murphy Jackson. Mercedes Hammond Barabee. Jera Benjamin Haynes. Kimberly Martin Sequeda. Henry Nathaniel Camp. Alec Michael Shutters. Jeremy Eugene Cobb. Benjamin Daniel Perez. Mark William Houston. Stephen Cook. Wayne Patrick Balouche. Robert Fisk Colvette. Davis Mayfield Driver Jr. Matthew Shane Mickelson. Lisa Tharp Earls. Alyssa Ann Karaha. Erica Palowich. Melissa Dahlweaver. Rachel Rose Webster. John Michael Niehuis. Brentley Allen Adams. Jeremiah Zachary Meck. Scott Paulson. James Houston Bell. Our next group of candidates are from the College of Communication and Information, who will be greeted by Dean Joseph Mazer. William Chase Hamby. Madison Natalia Sims. Jaquez Terrell. Megan Sarah Lemley. Ashley Elizabeth Palmer. Dakota C. Hodges. Aaliyah Amon Masri. Alexis Lee Bishop. Taylor Clara Campbell. Kinsey Nicole Bartlett. Caitlin Marie Aramuspi. Patrick Neal Minton. Laura Hanson Ogelman. Anna Christine Belk. Daisy Xiaoyan Sui. Taylor Reese Whitsett. Frankie Mae Perry. Bridget Vaughn Weisenstein. Ruth Ann Hutchison. Elizabeth Catherine Wolfe. Kayla Doan Leonard. Misty Michelle Richards. Denise Mantooth Jones. Silas Broden Beeler. Rachel Elizabeth Collins. Savannah Ann Paget. Kara Leah Rogers. Colby R. Bland. Valentina Gomez Marchant. Sarah Grace Moses. Dennis Robert Cook. Megan Victoria Varner. Our next group of candidates are from the College of Education, Health, and Human Sciences, who will be greeted by Dean Ellen McIntyre. Margaret Dorothy Kenny. Jane Marie Loveday Hendrick. Srajana Lopretti. Olivia Farrar. Madison Elizabeth Moore. Tina M. Spann. Haley Elizabeth Spears. Howard Allen Perry Jr. Lindsay Ecty. Victoria Vere Smith. Larry Hurston Jr. Jeannie Haydee Borrego. Janet Lynn Jones. Patricia Lynn Payton. Amanda Noel Back. Samantha I. Smart. Alyssa Marie Collins. Chastity Denise Sullivan. Laura Jean Hardy. Joyce Antoinette Green Cotner. Manuard Albert McPherson Jr. Sylvester Fulton. Caroline Marie Barnes. Tia Dixon. Lillian Marie Rouse. James Anthony Hale. Tabitha Molly Capron. Julie Coldwell. Sherry Lynn Williams. Hannah Lynn Collins. Megan Olivia Kaiser. Elizabeth Palazzi. Alexis Elise Pelliciotti. Amanda Bell McDonald. Rachel Shaw Seligstein. Lauren Camille Wells. Caitlin Moore Walters. Brianna Lynn McCarter. Rashawana Roberts. Ryan Allen Holler. Callie Elizabeth Mahan. Megan Courtney Murphy. Jill Cash Joyce. Karen Grendel. Andrew Hashimura. Diana Rawson Fryer. Hope Kathleen Roderick. Jalen Deshaun Smith. John Henry Ballard. Abigail Hope Richardson. Jamie Lee Teresa Mall. Hunter Cassidy Stimson. Brooke Alexis Andrus. Whitney Lee Smith. Lillian Viola Hunter. Sarah Lynn Pemberton. Emily Louise Higginbotham. Tasha Latrice Williams. Corey White. Jacob Owen Gorman. Alexander Kirkland. Brittany Desiree Hancock. Amir Rabi. Jordan Christopher Vallum. Grant Cameron Goldstein. Joshua David Davenport. Edith Dubose Grooms. Erica L. Burse. Mahogany S. Chambers. Sarah Ruth Jennings. Adeline Arivalo Rodriguez. Jarlice Curley Harrison. Tamara Antoinette Jackson. Daisha Jenny Boswell. Catherine Diane Jeffries. Olivia Graham Swan. Heather Renee Boshears. Logan Gregory Prater. Zachary David Hayes. Joseph Wyatt Ogle. Emma Horstman. Riley Compton. Alicia Deline Victoria. Azal Muhammad Hassan Al-Hadidi. Our next group of candidates are from the Tickle College of Engineering. They will be greeted by Dean Matthew Mensch. Oktay Ozturk. Taukai Tamid. Virendra Deepak Talele. Supriya Sarkar. Robert Daisuke Griffith. Alexander Scott Horton. Brandon Tyler Soulsby. Ray Matz. Peter Jessup Alley. Justin Earl Godwin. Anna Leishian Jones. Nicholas G. Nelson. Stephen R. Pucci. Anthony Allen Roman. Abdulela Mohammed S. Aldubeki. Kyle Patrick Fagan. Zivin S. Nurani. Joseph Michael Teitloff. Tracy Ann Bruce Tego. Christian Oyankuro Kamifa. Byung-Yeon Kwak. Kyle Alexander Shannon. Nisha Shrestha. Margaret Eleanor Cockrell. Sierra Parks Oliver. Chase Kobe Yancey. Corbin Lucas Adams. Mitchell Pierce Vines. Jared Walker Galloway. Paulina Katerzina Urbanowitz. Hannah Grace Self.
This is for you from Hannah.
Thank you. Jade Emily Treble. Caitlin Daniels. Ashley Pelham Malala. Benjamin J. Northern. Grady Lane Owen. Sophia Claire Hitson. David James Anderson. Emily Hannah Counts. Nathan Mark Gillespie. Andrew Muller. Satata Chayariath Samadrala. Charles Nee Huang. Caitlin Brooke Parsons. Jennifer Isabel Esperson. Alexander Thomas Naderman. David Anthony Batista. Hussein Alanitzi. Abdul Rahman Al-Balawi. Mohammed Mosid Al-Johani. Hamid Hassan M. Hassiri. Kellen Robert Christ. Kobe Rain White. Kenneth Wayne Washington II. Joshua Day Norton. Chase Maximus Sebring. Catherine Elise Staley. Caleb Elias Napper. Tangina Sabrin. Antwi Nguyen. Lisa Marie Walker. Hunter Donovan Allen. Stephen James Weisenberger. Jason Samuel Hubri. Mansi Raham Mahabay Patel. Wes Albert Tebow. Edgar Trujillo. Cole Austin Thomas Stovall. Nisha Maria Montero. John Dylan Sollenberger. James Grayson Ferris. Spencer Perkis Villarreal. Isaiah DeBruler Wallace. Sheikh Maud Ashraf Uden. Maurice B. Green, Jr. Israel Tejusani Adesina. Jean Patrick Salas Ribel. Jacob Douglas Dockery. Camden Carroll. Kendall Marie Billadou. Elizabeth Martinez. Jonathan L. Barthol. Our next group are candidates from the College of Law who will be greeted by Dean Lonnie Brown. Lacey Elizabeth Bobo. Dr. Abir Ali Mustafa. Laura Michelle Alton. Brianna Bushelli Caps. Shelby Danielle Rufino. Samuel Harold Forsyth. Aaron Ashley Young. Our next group of candidates are from the College of Social Work, who will be greeted by Dean Lori Messenger. Lacey Mariah Kegley. Mackenzie Brooke Gochi. Not yet. The candidates in our next group are from the Bredesen Center for Interdisciplinary Research and Graduate Education, who will be greeted by Dr. Bryn Voix. Yudan Shi. Yep.
It's now time for the hooding of our doctoral candidates. During this portion of the ceremony, we will recognize individuals who have earned Doctor of Education, Doctor of Engineering, Doctor of Jurisprudence, Doctor of Nursing Practice, Doctor of Public Health, and Doctor of Philosophy degrees. The doctoral degree represents the highest level of academic achievement. Our doctoral candidates will come forward with faculty mentors. As the doctoral candidates are hooded, they will then be recognized by the president, college dean, and the chancellor as they exit the stage.
Our first group of doctoral candidates are from the Herbert College of Agriculture. They will be greeted by Dean David White. Dr. Wijiao Wang, who will be hooded by Dr. Feng Chen. Dr. Bayant Kapoor, hooded by Dr. Meg Staton. Dr. Dawson David Kearns, hooded by Dr. Juan Luis Jawat Fuentes. Dr. Shelley Neal Pate Kearns, hooded by Dr. Heather Kelly. Dr. Matthew Lee Longmire, hooded by Dr. Jerome Grant. Dr. Shalini Urukala, hooded by Dr. Bonnie Only. Dr. Jessica Lynn Prigge, hooded by Dr. Patrick Kaiser. Dr. James Julius Littrell, hooded by Dr. David Butler. Dr. Fernando J. Cantarero Rivera, hooded by Dr. Jaja Chen. Dr. Madison Lauren Fomich, hooded by Dr. Tong Guang. Dr. Aga Adima Gelgi, hooded by Dr. Udessa Carodego. Dr. Julie Jimenez Correa Gonzalez, hooded by Dr. Tao Wu. Dr. Alexis Gilmore, hooded by Dr. Sean Schaefer. Our next group of candidates are from the College of Arts and Sciences. They will be greeted by Dean Robert Hindy. Dr. Michael Joshua Sutherland, hooded by Dr. Stanton Garner. Dr. Kayla Mackenzie Shea, hooded by Dr. Stan Gardner. Dr. Henry Yates Kirby, hooded by Dr. Katie Childs. Dr. John Paul Connell, hooded by Dr. Daniela Corbetta. Dr. Lex K. Police Pharaoh, hooded by Dr. Kirsten Gonzalez. Dr. Rachel Miriam Maskin, hooded by Dr. Deborah Welsh. Dr. Elena Joy Watson, hooded by Dr. L. Christian Elledge. Dr. Zara Amer, hooded by Dr. Christina Gordon. Dr. Megan Baumgardner, hooded by Dr. Jennifer Bolden Bush. Dr. Amy Luo, hooded by Dr. Liz Derryberry. Dr. Kelly Morgan Sosquayas, hooded by Dr. Jeffrey Ringer. Dr. Hayden S. McKezek, hooded by Dr. Donnie Stedman. Dr. Jenna Mackenzie Spears Watson, hooded by Dr. Amy Mundorf. Dr. David Patrick Laurie, hooded by Dr. Elias Fernandez. Dr. Ian Connor Cox, hooded by Dr. Robert Jervach. Dr. Diego Camilo Venegas Vargas, hooded by Dr. Alfredo Galindo Urabari. Dr. Olugbenga Adeyemi Olanloyo, hooded by Dr. Christine Natras. Dr. Shika Banger, hooded by Dr. Christine Natras. Dr. Patrick Stefanik, hooded by Dr. Christine Natras. Dr. Natalie Christine Blocker, hooded by Dr. Todd Moore. Dr. Elisa Renee Garner, hooded by Dr. Gregory Stewart. Dr. Gloria Romero, hooded by Dr. Gregory Stewart. Dr. Akan Archibong George, hooded by Dr. Mark Dedman. Dr. Kristen Brooke Kennison Cook, hooded by Dr. Michael Best. Dr. Alexandra Antevska, hooded by Dr. Than Du. Dr. Demilolar Susan Olu Wathorbar, hooded by Dr. Than Du. Dr. Adam Thomas Hand, hooded by Dr. Zidling Zhu. Dr. Avery Blockman, hooded by Dr. Ernest Brothers. Dr. Luther James Langston II, hooded by Dr. Michael Kilby. Dr. Caitlin Amanda Simpson, hooded by Dr. Tori Olson. Dr. Adam Matthew Aaron, hooded by Dr. Tori Olson. Dr. Boomer Russell, hooded by Dr. Francisco Barrera. Dr. Haley Cassandra Diluski, hooded by Dr. Shigitoshia Ida. Dr. Donna Kathleen Katie McCullough, hooded by Dr. David Talmy. Dr. Kevin Michael Blatchford, hooded by Dr. David Jenkins. Dr. Vernon H. Stafford III, hooded by Dr. David Jenkins. Dr. Isabel Mary Jensen, hooded by Dr. David Jenkins. Dr. Jeffrey Alexander Laub, hooded by Dr. Konstantinos Vogiatsis. Dr. Christian T. Scott, hooded by Dr. Craig Barnes. Dr. Lindsay Preston Brown, hooded by Dr. Sean Campagna. Dr. Wesley Benjamin Seaton, hooded by Dr. Sean Campagna. Dr. Shashi Kumar Pandey, hooded by Dean Robert Hindi. Dr. Debalina Acharya, hooded by Dr. Rebecca Prosser. Dr. Harvey Brents-Ring III, hooded by Dr. Xiaobing Feng. Dr. Satay Anarayanyan Rangaswamy, hooded by Dr. Theodora Borney. Dr. Benjamin Scott Richards, hooded by Dr. Theodora Borney. Dr. Shane Edmond Sawyer, hooded by Dr. Abner Salgado. Dr. Andrew J. Dis, hooded by Dr. Vasilios Maroulas. Dr. Andrew James Willems, hooded by Dr. Albrecht von Arnhem. Dr. Alex Overholt, hooded by Dr. Albrecht von Arnhem. Dr. Celine Franziska Hess-Shore, hooded by Dr. Elizabeth Fozo. Our next group of candidates are from the College of Communication and Information. They will be greeted by Dean Joseph Mazer. Dr. Kristen E. Schrader, hooded by Dr. Julie Ansager. Our next group of candidates are from the College of Education, Health, and Human Sciences. They will be greeted by Dean Ellen McIntyre. Dr. Ashley Elaine Cornett Smethers, hooded by Dr. Tara Moore. Dr. Amanda Michelle Carter, hooded by Dr. Mary Beth Coleman. Dr. Michael Clinton Morrow, hooded by Dr. Mary Beth Coleman. Dr. Hongyan Yang, hooded by Dr. Rachel Wong. Dr. Katrina Elizabeth Prophet, hooded by Dr. Lori Meshke. Dr. Shane Roger Halad, hooded by Dr. Rebecca Zakarczak. Dr. Nicholas Alexander Carey, hooded by Dr. Mitsunori Misawa. Dr. Caitlin Cole Hubbard, hooded by Dr. Hamed Batayeb. Dr. Zachary John Hyder, hooded by Dr. Robert Kelchin. Dr. Sierra Luxine Gazaway, hooded by Dr. Dorian McCoy. Dr. Stephen David Sion, hooded by Dr. Dorian McCoy. Dr. Amanda Victoria Garner, hooded by Dr. Kristen Reardon. Dr. Afnan Alyan Bahawi, hooded by Dr. Anilda Romero Hall. Dr. Chelsea Wilson Nopal, hooded by Dr. Christopher Skinner. Dr. Rachel Jane Gustafson, hooded by Dr. Marilee McCurdy. Dr. David Michael Castleman, hooded by Dr. Marilee McCurdy. Dr. Oluwafe Miforla Oyadeji, hooded by Dr. Christina Barroso. Dr. Hamed Suleiman Al Nasser, hooded by Dr. Clara Lee Brown. Dr. Roland Michael Blaine, hooded by Dr. Marilyn Darrington. Dr. Christina Isong, hooded by Dr. Mary Darrington. Dr. Dr. Destiny Nicole White, hooded by Dr. Melinda Gibbons. Dr. Tony Birch, hooded by Dr. Melinda Gibbons. Dr. Megan Alexandria Stewart, hooded by Dr. Megan Hasselschwart. Dr. Betsy Carol Johnson, hooded by Dr. Joel Diambra. Dr. Sarah Elizabeth Anderson Walker, hooded by Dr. Joel Diambra. Dr. Matthew Scott Riddle, hooded by Dr. Lori Caudle. Dr. Amanda Jean Zeller, hooded by Dr. Lynn Hodge. Our next group of candidates are from the Tickle College of Engineering. They will be greeted by Dean Matthew Mensch. Dr. Ezgi Gersel, hooded by Dr. Jim Ostrowski. Dr. Noelle Elizabeth, hooded by Dr. Jim Ostrowski. Dr. Peyton Jan Gunderson, hooded by Dr. Jim Ostrowski. Dr. David S. Larata, hooded by Dr. Jim Ostrowski. Dr. William Charles Smolter, hooded by Dr. James Ostrowski. Dr. Weichen Wang, hooded by Dr. Fengyuan Zhang. Dr. Pritam Sharma, hooded by Dr. Matthew Mensch. Dr. Peter Klingham Talley, hooded by Dr. Mark Denovit. Dr. Annika Tabasum Sakar, hooded by Dr. Nicholas Wersheim. Dr. Omar Saeed, hooded by Dr. Kenneth Kim. Dr. Yuju Ori Wu, hooded by Dr. Yailu Liu. Dr. Melanie Teresa Bennett, hooded by Dr. Yailu Liu. Dr. Jeremy A. Till, hooded by Dr. Yailu Liu. Dr. Wei Kang Wang, hooded by Dr. Yailu Liu. Dr. Chang Chen, hooded by Dr. Yailu Liu. Dr. Wanshan Lee, hooded by Dr. Tom Zawinski. Dr. Brian Anthony Washington, hooded by Dr. Thomas Zawinski. Dr. Thomas Kiefer Gategens, hooded by Dr. Stephen Abel. Dr. Max Lestat Naveau, hooded by Dr. Gerd Duscher. Dr. Shui-Song Fan, hooded by Dr. Peter Liao. Dr. Saida Bushra Haider, hooded by Dr. Eric Lass. Dr. Kaustub Vijayar Mungali, hooded by Dr. Uday Veja. Dr. Sanjita Wasti, hooded by Dr. Uday Veja. Dr. Nigel Tan, hooded by Dr. Jack Marquez. Dr. Paula Fernanda Olea Garcia, hooded by Dr. Jack Marquez. Dr. Nishith Nirjar Chakraborty, hooded by Dr. Garrett Rose. Dr. Yi Wu, hooded by Dr. Jian Liu. Dr. Sanjudi Dutta, hooded by Dr. Scott Ruti. Dr. Aaliyah Grace Williams, hooded by Dr. Jacqueline Johnson. Dr. Stefan Albert Lindorfer, hooded by Dr. John Schmisserer. Dr. Tala Hamed, hooded by Dr. Dan Wilson. Dr. Cameron Sparks Jorgensen, hooded by Dr. Dustin Gilbert. Dr. Jared Kandrick Nachtraub, hooded by Dr. Michael LaCour. Dr. Obina Peter Fidelis, hooded by Dr. Dustin Crouch. Dr. Ty C. Austin, hooded by Dr. Stephen Zinkel. Dr. Jonas Ryan Kessing, hooded by Dr. Stephen Zinkel. Dr. Chin Yoon Chen, hooded by Dr. Stephen Zinkel. Dr. Natapat Presuwana, hooded by Dr. Leon Tolbert. Dr. Pechuda Kritprachan, hooded by Dr. Leon Tolbert. Dr. Noah A.W. Walton, hooded by Dr. Vladimir Sobes. Dr. Zabrana Georgiana Griffiths, hooded by Dr. Terry Hazen. Dr. Anne-Marie Grace Herrick, hooded by Dr. Terry Hazen. Dr. Seth Richard Holliday, hooded by Dr. Jili Zhang. Dr. Joshua Adam Thomas, hooded by Dr. Mingzhu Jin. Dr. Curtis Ray Rookard, Jr., hooded by Dr. Mingzhao Jin. Dr. Abraham Sharif Nia, hooded by Dr. Mingzhao Jin. Dr. Brandon J. Kammerdiener, hooded by Dr. Michael Jantz. Dr. Ryan Alexander Garcia, hooded by Dr. Tony Schmitz. Dr. Jake Fielder Dvorak, hooded by Dr. Tony Schmitz. Dr. Eric Michael Heikkinen, hooded by Dr. Tony Schmitz. Dr. Cody McGroom Walker, hooded by Dr. Jamie Coble. Dr. Matthew James Alberts, hooded by Dr. Jamie Coble. Dr. Elijah Michael Davis, hooded by Dr. Guyla Stein. Dr. Anirban Roy, hooded by Dr. Matthew Mensch. Our next group of candidates are from the College of Law. They will be greeted by Dean Lonnie Brown, Robert Hunter Bjornstad, hooded by Dr. Brad Morgan. Dr. Carolina Hughes, hooded by Dr. Brad Morgan. Dr. Georgia Ray C., hooded by Dr. Brad Morgan. Dr. Andrew Patrick Kern, hooded by Dr. Brad Morgan. Our next group of candidates are from the College of Nursing. They will be greeted by Dean Victoria P. Niederhauser, Dr. Brianna May Desjardins, hooded by Dr. Catherine Newman. Dr. Caitlin Kirk Ogle, hooded by Dr. Marion Malone. Dr. Lindsay Nicole Lockus, hooded by Dr. Marion Malone. Dr. Samantha Irizarry, hooded by Dr. Marion Malone. Dr. Taylor Caitlin Medlin, hooded by Dr. Marion Malone. Dr. Cortland Wagner-Coons, hooded by Dr. Marion Malone. Our next group of candidates are from the Intercollegiate Comparative and Experimental Medicine program, who will be greeted by Dean Paul J. Plummer. Dr. Nicole Marie Safransky, hooded by Dr. Richard Gerhold. Dr. Laura Catherine Horton, hooded by Dr. Richard Gerhold. Our next candidates are from the Bredesen Center for Interdisciplinary Research and Graduate Education, who will be greeted by Dr. Bren Voix. Dr. Luke Ryan Koch, hooded by Dr. Jeffrey Nichols. Dr. Minambika Gauri Shankar, hooded by Dr. Travis Humble. Dr. Armin Geiger, hooded by Dr. Daniel Jacobson. Dr. Cole Richard Sawyer, hooded by Dr. Carrie Eckert. Dr. Robert Jacob Carter, hooded by Dr. Howard Hall. Dr. Anna Maria Now, hooded by Dr. Audris Marcus. Dr. Manasa Reddy Apidi, hooded by Dr. Robert Hedich. Dr. Harry Long Jiang, hooded by Dr. Lee Han. Dr. Christoph Metzner, hooded by Dr. Heidi Hansen. It's fun. I just want to leave it there for the cleanup crew. Somebody gave it to me. Somebody knew.
As we prepare to leave this evening, I want to offer again my sincere congratulations to our graduates. Let's give one more round of applause to all our graduates. Graduates, take time to reflect on your accomplishments and celebrate your success. Although you may see this ceremony as an end to your academic journey, it's also a beginning. You leave here today with proof that you are committed to achieve at a high level. You enter the next phase of your life with new skills and knowledge that will help you find success in the years ahead. Graduates, remember the many lessons you learned on a hallowed hill in Tennessee. You will always be a part of the Tennessee family. As we conclude this afternoon, I'd like to remind you that all graduates and guests are asked to exit up the concourse out of the arena. No guest will be allowed on the arena floor. Graduates and guests, I wish you well, and I thank you for being with us today. And now it is my pleasure to present to you Chancellor Dondi Plowman, who will confer the degrees. Chancellor Plowman, these scholars have met all of the requirements for the various doctoral, master's, and specialist in education degrees.
Graduates, we're all so proud of you. And now we've arrived at that part of the ceremony where I confer the degrees, making it official, acknowledging the transition from student to graduate. This is a special moment to celebrate all the years of hard work and dedication. So degree candidates, will you please stand? Your presence today demonstrates that you have done the work and completed all the requirements for your degrees. On behalf of the state of Tennessee and the Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the degrees for which you've been recommended. Congratulations, graduates. You may now be seated. I hope you always remember this day. This is a moment to celebrate all that you have accomplished and all the people who helped you along the way. We'll close our ceremony, as is our tradition, by singing the alma mater together. After the singing of the alma mater, the stage party will recess, and our ceremony will be officially concluded. So I'd like to ask everyone to stand once again for our graduates and everyone else for the alma mater. Congratulations again to everyone here today. Thank you for celebrating with us. Happy holidays and go Vols!
On